You are on tab 4.1 in the First Aid section. You will notice there is also a tab 4.2 in First Aid. This will be the second tab to complete. In this section, we provide basic instructions on First Aid. As a reminder, during this demonstration, we are creating a safety data sheet of a corrosive cleaning product where we started with an SDS template for corrosive cleaners. Some of the text is already present. We, of course, should review it and edit it as needed. One important consideration is to make sure the SDS is consistent with the GHS hazards of the product. As a reminder, to access the hazards, you can either press Control 8 on your keypad or under the Help button, which you find under Guidance, select Show Hazards on this SDS, and we will also see the shortcut to the right. And we can also see that we can navigate back to the background help by pressing Control 9 or just selecting it from this menu. We will continue to stay on the Show Hazards because this reminds us the hazards of the product. So high level, we will notice the hazard classifications are carcinogen category 2, eye damage 1, skin corrosivity 1B. The general advice is not in burgundy, so this is actually an optional field, and it obtained some general information from our template, which we will decide to keep. The inhalation is indeed required, and this is where it is useful to look at the window to the right, because you may remember that the precautionary statements include first aid. And so we will in fact see for inhalation a first aid statement here. And so in general, as you are creating safety data sheets, it's good practice to ensure that the safety data sheet is internally consistent, which includes consistent with the GHS label statements. So this has already been added here. It's part of our template. We will now go into the skin contact, and again, if we look up here, we see that we're looking at a skin corrosivity 1B. So we will go ahead and we will click on the little magnifying glass and zoom English. This again expands that very same window. It's a little bit easier to see, particularly if there's a lot of text. And so we're going to take advantage of the template, and this provides us some language to use based on the hazards of the material. We see skin corrosivity, skin corrosion, irritation, the 1A, 1B, 1C, 2, 3, and even no classification. So we're going to delete these, and so we'll be left with only this statement, which relates to the skin corrosion 1 hazard class. And again, we should verify that the statements are at least consistent with the label elements. We will move down to the eye contact, and similarly, this is an eye damage 1, so we'll click into the magnifying zoom English. Scroll the window up so we can see everything, and this is again a 1, so we're going to delete all the statements that relate to different hazard classifications for the eye, and we will keep this statement. Press the OK. The next tab we will complete is 4.2, again clicking on the top or under the navigation to 4.2.